focus on his reading. Alisaie appears in desperate need of a study break. Oh, ready for a tea break, Regina? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around for a bit. You know the last stand down in the harbour, don't you? Come and meet me near the outside tables. I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good.
It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
No, they wouldn't have, Alisaie.
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos.
What's that?
A vast complex beneath the island.
Ah, perfect. Exactly what I
Sharlayan
was
is
expecting.
famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait, didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the Forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
Sounds good to me. That means we gotta head to Labyrinthos. I do not think it is a stretch to conclude the Gleaner's recent activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves. And if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. What should we expect down there? Oh, I would hate to spoil the surprise. Let's head down the stairs over there. I'll show you where the entrance is. Good. Head down the stairs, my ass. Yeet! Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you may find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Follow Alisaie and try not to fall behind. Off we go, then. Oh. Now I'm the NPC. It's pleasant here amongst the trees, but we really should move along.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge, buried beneath knowledge. A growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
Northern Empty. Labyrinthos.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Jesus.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Ugh. Did you call to me just now?
No.
No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
We would do well to learn more of what, specifically, the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who has tasked them to do it. If you're game, Regina, I have an idea. What would that be? Didn't one of the Gleaners you questioned say something about escaped marmots? Perhaps if you were to help them capture said creatures, you might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightening conversation. In the meantime, I will turn my charms upon this Gleaner here. We can compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting! How did you fare? I tracked down 3 of the pack, which leaves 1 unaccounted for. I got it! Ah, there's the odd marmot out. Wait here a moment while I put our friends in a holding cage. Anyway, duty calls. Other animals to capture and enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry that I can't offer you more for your services. Did you learn anything new from your friend there? Pretty much everything is controlled by the forum down here. We confirmed that the order for this ambitious operation did indeed come directly from the forum. However, the Gleaners have not been informed of its purpose. They're just collecting. I say that fits with everything we've heard thus far. For the moment, I suggest we conduct a wider investigation to Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we stand to find. In that case, how about we head to Archaon? From there we can reach the lower... Kryl, what's wrong? The echo? I'm fine, truly. The sudden descent has left me with a bit of a headache, that's all. Nothing that will stop me from soldiering on. Let's be about it, then. At least allow me to take the lead. I'm fairly certain I remember the way to the Archaon.
Let me put, I'm down a number of carabao, but this is the first job I've accepted which requires any degree of violence. Yeah, I'm here. I'm not entirely confident in how I should approach my prey. You seem like the woman. You seem like the type of woman who's seen her fair share of combat.
Okay.
What if I could observe you from concealment while you engage my target fauna?
What about you, Marcus?
I'm doing side quests and already reading out loud.
There's one thing I wanted to talk about, just briefly, if you guys want to indulge me. So, you see, I just went into the Tower of Zod for the first time.
Say that again? You, my remote play lagged.
I just went into the Tower of Zod for the first time.
Tower of
I
Zit?
was not expecting that. I was just not expecting that.
Tower of Zit?
Of Zod.
Zits? The next one is Tower of Pumple.
So, confirm this for me. He, like, who we actually thought him to be was just a clone then, right? When we originally faced him?
Yes. I believe that was, like, in some, like, different lore as well.
That was just a clone of him?
Yeah.
You mean Amon?
Yeah.
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 Asmin. Yeah, that guy. God fucking damn it. That was a good meme, though, I'm not gonna lie. When Rich Campbell got there, that's what he said. It's all like, oh, yo, it's Asmin.
But tell me this, he said that he resurrected the first emperor, right?
Yes.
But
That's...
didn't Emmett Selk himself build the Alagon Empire?
Yes, but Zonde, the Zonde clone is what took over the Empire. Because remember how it's like after Zonde passed, or in other words, I'm guessing Emmett Selk passed, as he did as Solus. You know, things just weren't the same. So Amon wanted to make Zonde again, using his
So he
science.
made a clone of Xander.
Yeah, that's what we learned during the Crystal Tower arc.
I'm sorry, it's been a while.
Oh yeah, that's right. It has been a while for you. Unlike me, who has multiple characters, and I could always reread the shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like in a short line said by Grahatia as he was recounting Allegan history. That the Zonde that we were fighting was a clone of the real Zonde, as the real Zonde had died a while ago.
I just
a while
did
ago.
not expect that twist. I did not see that coming.
I had a feeling the moment he started mentioning the Allegans, I'm all like, because like, while I totally forgot that Amon had cloned himself, like when he started doing cloning shit, he also cloned himself as you would, in order for you to live forever. I definitely forgot that Amon, like the Amon storyline could actually be, continued. You know what I mean? I just thought he was just going to be a one-off boss in Circus Tower, and that'd be it.
I'm just shaken up right now. I don't know.
Oh shit!
But yeah, for me, I'm currently now going through the Labyrinthos story. I literally just started it. I captured a marmot, and now we're on the good terms.
I'm gonna finish this and then get to Labyrinthos. So let's see how that goes. This was
Okay.
my first one as well.
Okay, that's good.
Oh boy.
How you liking Thavnair, dude? I really liked it a lot. Purple
I love
hills
it.
are cool.
I mean, I'd say that Sharlayan's textures looked kind of low to me, but this place just looks amazing.
I know, right?
And I've been really enjoying it over here.
Although it was a little
Now to go back
unfortunate.
and-
Wait, yeah, you gone to the Tower of Zot, so you know how it's like Varshan, it takes you like a tour on one of the Hamsa, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
And he points
An achievement fate? Yay!
and he points out the mountain that like juts out of the ground. And they call it the Sword of what the fuck ever it's called. When they were doing that for me, it was raining and I couldn't see it, and I was all like, damn.
It was clear for me at that moment, but then every time since then it's just been foggy.
It was great. The moment I got there, it was fucking raining, so everybody was sick. And in the rain, and Astidia was just like fucked off, and I'm all like, no, come back. just like walk up. Astidia, where are you?
Hmm.
Much less when they told us to work with the Deepa. I was all like, oh no, ethereal sickness, not again.
Deep.
Is it just deep?
It's
Okay. The A is silent.
D as in like a soft D, like D as in THE, the. Think of it that way. Deep.
D.
D only has one sound though.
No, I'm like in Hindi it has two, right? There's the and there's the. There's the hard D.
So you
And then
want
there's a
so
soft
it's like
But TH is its own
So-
separate sound. So it should be pronounced like a TH then?
so Deepa, right?
Deep.
Or am I putting more emphasis on those?
You don't pronounce
sound
the
of
A
it?
at the end.
No, it's just like, suppose if you pronounce the as the, add
Yeah.
a beat at the end. That's it.
Deep.
The
Yeah.
With a lot of Hindi words that are written in English that have an A at the end, usually that A is just there for the word itself. It's never to be pronounced. It's always silent.
okay.
But like
It's like
the way
fucking French where half the syllables are silent.
Well, with
No, because
with
the
French,
thing
a
is
lot
that-
of like the consonants at the end are silent until like they
Yeah.
come in contact with another
Every
vowel
time I
after
see
it.
a word in French, I just assume the last syllable is silent.
You should.
You're
That's exactly
usually
right. Um,
Think of that A as a translation error because it's never supposed to be there. In Hindi, there is no A at the end of it. I
so
don't know
does
why
the
they
does
write it
the
in
A
English, but it's
signify
just
like
supposed to be.
specific words in that case? Because that would be
No,
the
like,
only reason
so-
I'd imagine that the A would be there.
So in Hindi, if suppose were you to pronounce it as Deepa, there'd be an extra line drawn after, like an extra vertical line drawn after you write the last letter,
Okay.
which would be P, which would make the thing Pa, right?
Uh-huh.
If you add a P and then that line after that, it would make it Pa. But the thing is, the way Hindi is written, most of the letters have that vertical line in place already. Like P has a vertical line in it, in the letter itself.
Yeah.
I don't
okay.
know why this was started, but a lot of Hindi words, when translated into English, have that A at the end, but it's not supposed to be there because it's never pronounced in Hindi and it's never written in the Hindi word.
Well, I guess it's very similar to like the Mongolian words that we had in the Adzum steppe. They're like Han and Nadam type of shit.
Yeah.
Where it's all like, why is that K there if it's fucking silent, bitch?
Mm.
You get kind of
Like
confused.
that.
You're all like, what the fuck?
5
Yeah.
yom. Son of a bitch, there's an underground.
Oh no! Don't tell me that.
Um,
5 yams. I'm
hard-
sitting right on top of this bitch. Where is it?
the sword was Khadga, by the way.
Say that again. Sword
I
of
just
what?
scrolled up. The sword was called Khadga.
Oh no,
I
there's
just
an up. Okay.
Kartika?
went up. Khadga, yeah. Like I just scrolled up to read what Varshan had called it.
Okay. The Archaeon. Anti-tower music? Greetings. We're here to peruse the Archaeon's vaults. Peruse? You're clearly not gleaners, then. Might I ask your affiliation? We belong to the students of Baldessian, but... Is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Reorganization efforts? Not us, then. I suppose we had better move to another facility. Did you get it? Did you bag the Coblin? Yes. This 30-second tape's one subdued standard-sized Coblin. How did it break out of the enclosement, then, if it's standard size? Oh, praise the scholar. You see, I've been assigned to evaluate the dietary claims of a work entitled Coblin Cuisine, and I've been about to prepare my first dish. Oh! Oh, you mean that story about the guy from Great Gubal that ate a Coblin and then died because it was poisonous? How will it taste? Is it even edible? You, my friend, have made it possible for me to answer such questions. Thank you for your contribution to culinary science. Well, it was nice knowing you, buddy. Goodbye.
Oh, it must be over here where, like, everybody was gathered. How do I look? Pretty good. Cool, I didn't think the cutscene was over.
There you are. Any new revelations?
I caught a bird!
Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a cleaner's duties.
Returning?
But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. You'd want to bring all your specimens down further below in order to save them. Because the final days are coming.
Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Well, a good reward would be if you could take us down with you.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
Well, we already kind of fucked that, right? We need disguises now.
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Oh.
Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift.
Shit.
I will, of course, follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Understandable, well, shit.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
Oh.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down.
Absolutely.
This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
Excellent. Everyone seems to have made it through without incident, nothing of consequence at least. And as promised, the tunnel has delivered us into the medial circuit. Let us follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we see. The labels on these crates tell the story of their contents. Bundles of common seeds and saplings accompanied by sheaves of reports. And a cutscene to boot. Lunar Tears!
Hard to look away, isn't it?
Huh?
But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion. You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Sharlayan at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Have you learned aught of interest?
Not much.
A flower that reacts to one's feelings? Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we've failed to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenvil's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly. Isn't that the entrance to the Archaean? Look, there. I think that's Erenvil.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenvil receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member, or at least a close associate?
Ah.
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
The fuck you mean, what are the risks? We literally have nothing to
Ours
go
alone
on.
to bear. We won't interfere with Erenvil's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Hell no, I'm going with you. I want to know more.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
There you go. That's what I like to
We
hear.
can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all...
Cryo?
Cryo?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm
Can you
glad
hear
you
th-
agree.
Can you hear the heart bloom?
Quickly! Erenvil is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
Almost. I can almost reach you.